on part 8 of the Money Workbook. We're here in Brandon, and we've been 2 months. It's pretty impressive. Today I want to start by running a few money clearing. There's a lot coming up today. I was listening to the Home of Infinite Possibilities, which is a class that Dane and Gary did in January that it was in Houston, and I had to miss it because we were doing the Wellness Expo. And so I just bought the class and have been watching the live stream, and it is quite incredible. And we were talking about money and debt. And so I was in the shower today, and the clearing that I came up with that created a lot of freedom was, what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be the weak debtor you truly be? And everything that brings up times a godzillion, will you destroy and create it all? Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, talk, shorts, boys, beyond. Because this energy, space, and consciousness clearing, we actually use it when we're resisting something. So if you are resisting being in debt, you are creating lack. You're creating a place where you're fighting against being in debt. So if you ask the question, what energy, space, and consciousness can I be to be in debt? Then you're letting go of that place where you're resisting it, and then you have choice in that area. So I like the example that Blossom Benedict used in one of her, she did a telecall called From Survival to Thrival, Beyond Poverty, something like that. And she was talking about how her dad is homeless growing up, and she was doing everything in her life to resist being like her dad. And Gary Douglas gave her the clearing, what energy, space, and consciousness can you be to be the poor, homeless loser, or something along those lines, you truly be. And she was like, I'm not running that. Like, that is just so hard. And but she knew that it would create more for her. It was light to do it. So she did it, and it was like where her life changed and her income skyrocketed, because she had spent her life resisting being something. And the second that she gave herself permission to be it by asking that question, it expanded her whole life.
So can you repeat?
Yeah. So what energy, space, and consciousess? So I always just write what ESC, because that's short for energy, space, consciousness. That's a commonly used phrase. What ESC can you and your body be? Or can me and my body be? You want to run it in the first person if it's for you. What ESC can you and your body be to be the weak debtor you truly be? And then everything that brings up times a godzillion, will you destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all men, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and meows. Because there's this place, I know for myself, where I was brought up with the point of view that I'll repeat it again. I was brought up with the point of view that if you have debt, you're weak. That there's something wrong with you and you have a weakness because you spend. You know, we're all taught not to spend. But you have to spend to create more. And it's that contraction and that holding on that stops you from letting more flow into your life. It's like everywhere you've made money a prison, you know, your bank account a prison. So only, like, you can go in, but only a little bit can go out. Like, only a little bit can go in, a little bit out. It's a prison. So everything you've done to create your bank account as a prison, will you destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and poc, shorts, boys, and beyond. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be the weak debtor you truly be? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and create it all? Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, beyond. I can even see a lot of the places where I have bought into people not being able to pay for classes, or like doing things for free in Access, how I have disempowered people because I'm reinforcing the point of view that they can't easily create that money, that they shouldn't spend that money on Access or consciousness. And I can see where it's creating debilitation in people's lives. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be the weak debtor you truly be? And everything that brings up times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyond. Yeah. Okay. So everything that is and everything that brings up, can we just join on create that whole conversation?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, fun, fun, short, smooth, fun, 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 fun. We love money here. Woohoo! Okay, so I hope that everybody followed along. Have we had a live class since I've been back from Vancouver? Yeah, we have. Okay, yeah, that was fun. The one I did in Vancouver, it was kind of fun. I did it without an audience, and I was like, da, 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 and I was like acting really crazy. It was really fun. Amanda said, it really made me pay attention.
It did. It was just like, oh, she's like.
I didn't notice that.
You did it?
I just noticed the arms that it was.
It was like, and everywhere you think that there is debt in the world. It was really fun. So I'll probably do some of that today. Keeps it interesting at least, and I get to use my acting skills. So we're going to start at the top of page 17, and Joanne's going to read the student part. The homework for last week was to go through the answers. So it's 1 to 13. I forgot my homework, so I've done 1 to 10. So I missed the last 3. It's funny, I'm noticing that as I go through the book that my answers are less and less dense. So just watch and see how your answers change. Like mine are a stack. I mean, I've done the book quite a few times, and mine are a little stack in my office, and I'm just seeing how like the answers change, and there's less there. There's less density and points of view there. So
It's almost like you have to create a point of view to put on paper.
yeah, yeah.
So,
And that's actually something that I would like to ask Garrett. It's like after a while, like the purpose of this is to have less point of view. So it's like if you don't have a point of view, you probably don't have to put anything. Like my question 2 and my question 4 are both blank. I don't really know what to put anymore. But that being said, I mean, that took a long time to get there. But anyways, it's an interesting journey. Oh, and for those of you online and everybody in the room, class next week is at Robin's house because I'm going to Italy and Texas for 5 weeks. I'm gone. So it'll be at Robin's house, and she's going to log into the stream, into this. So she's going to record these for you guys. So I'll just read. I'll probably watch her and follow along with her. So it's going to be at Robin's house. And she'll be doing the trade nights too.
awesome.
Okay, great. Housekeeping done. All right, so top of page 17. All right, everybody got their answers? Anybody not got answers? All right, now go back to the beginning of your page, read the questions through, and ask yourself if you have been totally honest about your answers and that these are the ones you wish to have on the page. If not, change them. Look at your answers and decide if you have created them in honesty with self. There are no right answers. There are no wrong answers. There are only points of view. That is all there are, points of view. And they are the limitations out of which you have created your life. If you are functioning from what is the cosmic right answer, you are not being truthful with self. Because if you were, your life would be quite different. What is money?
Sorry, I just got to look at you instead of
Oh,
I can't.
I'm like,
can't quite see the
oh, right. I'm like,
That's okay.
and she's, are you in your book too? I'm like, is everybody in the book? I'm like, everybody's looking at me. Okay. All right. Thank you, Joanne. What is money? For some, money is cars. For some, money is houses. For some, money is security. For some, money is an exchange of energy. But is it those things? No, it's not. It is energy, as are you energy. There is no difference between you and money except the points of view that you give it. And you give it those points of view because you have bought the points of view of others. If you would change that, which is your financial situation, if you would change that, which is money in your life, then you must learn to be an allowance in all things. But in particular, when you hear a point of view delivered to you, you must look to it and see if it is true for you. If it is true for you, you have made an alignment or agreement, and you have made it solidity. If it is not true for you, you either resist or react to it, and you have made it a solidity. Even your own points of view need no agreement. They only need be interesting points of view. They need only be interesting points of view. What you are, what you would have, you must be. That which you do not have in you, you cannot have it all. If you see money as outside of you, you cannot have it. If you see money anywhere besides within the being of you, you will never have it at all, and there will never be enough from your point of view. Chapter 1. All right, so everybody ready? All done? All satisfied with your answers? All right, so now we begin to speak about money. To begin, you now have an understanding from what you have put down upon your page of your own points of view about money. You see your life as a financial situation that you are in. You buy the point of view that your life is what you have now as financial reality. Interesting point of view. Now, we speak as we have many times once again about the difference between allowance and acceptance. Allowance. You are the rock in the stream, and any thought, idea, belief, or decision comes at you, goes around you, moves on if you are the rock in the stream and you are in allowance. If you are in acceptance, all ideas, thoughts, beliefs, decisions come at you, and you become part of the stream and you get washed away. Acceptance has 3 components: alignment or agreement, which makes it a solidity, resistance, which makes it a solidity, and reaction, which makes it a solidity. How does that look in real life? Well, if your friend says to you, there's just not enough money in the world, if you align or agree with it, you go, yes, you're right, and you make that a solidity in his life and your own. If you resist it, you think, this guy wants money from me, and you make it a solidity in his life and your own. If you react to it, you say, well, I have plenty of money in my life. I don't know what's wrong with you. Or you say, that's not the way it's going to be for me. And you have bought it, you have paid for it, and taken it home in a bag, and you have made it solidity for yourself. If your friend says to you, there's not enough money in the world, that is only an interesting point of view. Every time you hear information about money, you must instantly acknowledge that it is only an interesting point of view. It doesn't have to be a reality. It doesn't have to be what occurs. If you think it's easier to borrow than to pay back, then you have made it a solidity and you have created continuous debt. It is only an interesting point of view after all. What is money? Well, some of you think money is gold. Some of you think money is cars. Some of you think money is houses. Some of you think money is exchange of energy. Some of you think it is a medium of exchange. Notice each of those points of view is a solidity. Money is only energy. There is nothing in the world, nothing that's not energy. So all of the lies of money that you have bought into, and everywhere you're not willing to create more, will you destroy it and create it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, all 9 pot and pock, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And everywhere you're not willing to get to work to create more, will you destroy it and create that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9 pot, pock, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And everything that you decided that getting to work meant, and that it meant you had to do something you hate, will you destroy it and create that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9 pod, pock, shorts, boys, and beyond. All right. Has anybody in this room heard the access consciousness concept of financial abuse? No? 0 out of 5 people? So the concept of, the definition of financial abuse is doing something you don't actually enjoy for money. Or it's giving up something in order to have money. So giving up your time to have. So most of this world is based on financial abuse because we are just we're destroying ourselves, really. Like, we go to work at jobs we don't always want to be at in order to have money. So we give up our life in order to have money, but we have money so that we can have a life. So it's like this anomaly. It doesn't actually work, and that's the insanity of this reality. I mean, that's why we do access consciousness, is to change that and to create a reality beyond it. So the really great clearing is, what stupidity are you using? What stupidity are you using to use financial abuse? as the best way to abuse you. And everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it all. Right or good, bad, all night, podfuck, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What if money was just a justification for not choosing? Because you can choose things. If you make the choice, the money will show up, but you have to trust in yourself and you have to trust in the universe for that to work. So everything you've done to use money as an excuse for being pathetic and not choosing you, will you destroy and create that?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, online, pocket pod, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay. Joanne, do you know where it was?
The third paragraph.
On 19 or 20?
19.
Okay. If you look at your lives and you think that you have not enough money, you are really saying to the angels that sit with you, that assist you, you are telling them that you do not need additional money. You do not need energy. So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Yeah. In truth, you do not need. You are energy, and you have no limited supply of it at all. You have more than enough energy to do everything you desire in your life, but you do not choose to create yourselves as money, as energy, as power. What is power to you? For most of you, power is about overwhelming another, or it is about controlling another, or it is about controlling your life, or putting controls in your life, or controlling your financial destiny. Interesting point of view, hey? Financial destiny, what is that? It's a weird program, that's what it is. A program of fate. Every time you say, I have to have a program of financial freedom, you are telling yourself that you personally have no freedom. And therefore, you have limited in totality your choices in what you experience. We ask you all at the moment to close your eyes and to begin to pull energy from the front of you. So close your eyes. Pull it in through every pore of your body. Not breathe it in, just pull it in. Good. And now pull it in from the back of you, from everywhere. And now pull it in from the sides of you, and pull it in from the bottom of you. Notice there is plenty of energy available to you when you pull it in. Now turn it into money. Notice how most of you made it very dense all of a sudden. No longer was it energy you were pulling in, it was something significant. You have brought the idea that money is a significance, and therefore you have made it a solidity. You have aligned with the agreement of the rest of the world that that is how it functions. It functions on energy. So you can open your eyes. The world does not function on money. The world functions on energy. The world pays in coin of energy, and if you are giving and receiving of money as energy, you will have abundance. But for most of you, inflowing of energy is the category. It is the idea. Pull energy again into the totality of your body. Pull it in, pull it in. Can you hold on to it? Okay, so pull in that energy and see if you can hold on to it. It's like you can't grab it in your hand. You know, you can't hold on to it. Does it seem to build and get more and more? Yeah. Does it stop with you? No. You just are energy, and the direction in which you focus your attention is how you create energy. And money is the same. Now, everything in the world is energy. There is no place that you cannot receive energy from. You can receive energy from the dog shit on the ground, from the pee and the snow, or you can feel it from the car or the taxi driver. There, are you all picking it up? You receive energy from everywhere. Now take the taxi driver and flow massive amounts of money out the front of you towards the taxi driver. Any taxi driver will do. Flow it out. More, 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 more. Now feel the energy that is pulling in the backside of you. Are you limiting the amount that is coming in the backside of energy? Where does money come from? If you see it coming from the right or the left, you are seeing that your life is about working, because this is the only way that you can get money. If you are seeing it coming in from the front of you, you are seeing it as belonging to the future. And if you are seeing it from behind you, you are seeing that it comes from that which is the past. And this is the only place you have had money. Your life is about, I had money, now I have none, so I am very pathetic. Not reality, only an interesting point of view. Now, when you flow money, do you flow it from your heart chakra, your root chakra, or your crown chakra? Where do you flow it from? You flow it from everywhere, the totality of your being, and then it flows in from the totality of your being. If you see money coming from the top of you, then you think that spirit is to provide you with money. Spirit provides you with energy to create anything you decide to create. What do you do? What do you do to create money? First of all, you must become power. Power is not sitting on top of another. Power is not controlling. Power is energy. Unlimited, expansive, growing, magnificent, glorious, fabulous, exuberant, and quick energy. It is everywhere. There is no diminishment of self in energy. There is no diminishment of self in power, and there is no diminishment of another. When you are being power, you are in totality self. And when you are self, you are being energy. And as energy, all is connected to you, which means unlimited supplies of money are connected as well. Now, you'll become power, and to do that, you say 10 times in the morning, I am power. And in the evening, you say 10 times, I am power. What else must you be? Creativity. I am creativity. What is creativity? Creativity is the vision of your life and the work that you desire to do as the essence of you, as the soul of energy. Everything that you do, done at creativity, regardless of whether you are sweeping the floor, cleaning the toilets, washing the windows, washing the dishes, cooking the meal, writing the checks, done is creativity, connected to power, equals energy, and results in money, because they are all the same then. The next element you must have is that which is awareness. What is awareness? Awareness is the recognition that everything that you think gets created. It is manifested. It is how your life shows up by your thoughts alone. If you have the creative image of where you are going and what you are going to do, and you attach to it the awareness that it is a done deal, it will manifest. But what you do upon this plane is you add in the element of time. Time! Time is your killer, because if you do not manifest $1 million tomorrow, after completing this course tonight, you will decide it is a worthless class and you will forget everything you have learned. Well, how do you account for time? By being I am control. Time is not real, and that's why when we buy into time, time's our greatest killer in creating in our life, because we buy that we're a certain age, or that something's going to take enough time, or if we ask for something and we put time in the computation and we're waiting and waiting and waiting around for it, we're buying into something that is innately a lie. And when you try to create from a lie, you cannot create. So it's like, this person has been doing consciousness for this long, and I've been doing it for this long. So am I up to this person, and how much longer do I have to wait until I can become that conscious and have that much money, and all of those things? Will you destroy and create them all? Yes. They're heavy, right? It's because they're a lie. So everything that is right, wrong, good, bad, all night, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. All right. What does it mean to be I am control? I am control is the understanding that at the correct time, in the correct way, without your defining the path, that which you envision as creativity, that which you are aware of as a completion, that which you are connected to as the power of it, as the energy of it, is a done deal in its own time, in its own framework. And if you put those 4 components together and you allow the universe to adjust every aspect of it, to fine-tune the world to become your slave, you will manifest exactly what you desire. Now, let us talk about desire for a minute. Desire is the emotion from which you decide to create. Is it a reality? No. It's only an interesting point of view. If you desire clothes, do you do it for a reason, or because you are cold, or because you are too hot, or because you have worn out your shoes? No, you do not do it for that reason. You do it for many others. Because someone has told you you look good in that color, or because somebody said they have seen you once too often in that shirt, or because they think, yes, we are glad you finally lighten up a bit here. All right, so desire is the place in which you flow emotional need into your insistence that is reality. You as a being, you as energy, you as power, you as creativity, you as awareness, and you as control have no desire at all. None. No desire. You don't care what you experience. You only choose to experience. But what you do not choose is ease upon this plane. You do not choose ease because it would mean that you have to be power. Because it means you have to manifest upon this earth peace, tranquility, joy, laughter, and glory for not only yourselves, but everyone else. You choose from the diminishment of self. If you become the power that you are, what is required of you is to live in joy and ease and glory. And glory is exuberant expression of life and abundance in all things. What is abundance in all things? That's what my radio show's about next week. I'm having Blossom Benedict on, and she's amazing, and we're going to be talking about abundance, so just a little plug in there. Abundance in all things is the understanding and reality that you are connected to each and every being upon this plane, to each and every molecule upon this plane, and that every one of them is in support of you and the energy and the power that you are. If you function as anything less than that, you're just being a wimp. From that which is the debilitation of financial insecurity, you create yourself as small, as unable, and even more than that, unwilling to take up the challenge of who you truly are, because you are power, you are control, you are awareness, and you are creativity. And those four elements create your abundance. So become them. Use them every day for the rest of your life, or until you can become them yourself. And you can add one more in there and say, I am money, I am money. All right, so now we're going to ask you all to say with us. You follow with us, and we are going to do some I ams, all right? So we begin. You guys want to join in? I am power, I am awareness, I am control, I am creativity, I am money, I am control, I am power, I am awareness, I am creativity, I am power, I am awareness, I am control, I am creativity, I am money, I am awareness, I am power, I am control, I am awareness, I am power, I am control, I am money, I am creativity, I am joy. Awesome. Now feel your energy and feel the expansion that you feel of your energy. This is the truth of you, and this is the place from which you create a flow of money. The tendency of each of you is to pull yourself into the small dominion that you call your body and think. Stop thinking. The brain is a useless tool for you. Throw away that brain and begin to function as the truth of self, the power of you, the expansion of you. Be it in totality. Now, each of you, pull yourselves into your financial world. Does it feel good? Okay,
No.
so do that. No, it doesn't. Oh, that's you too, though.
Sorry.
All right. So how come you choose to live there? What limiting belief do you function from? Write that down. So let's write that down. Does anybody need paper? Some paper? Okay, great. How's everybody? Go ahead. Awesome. All right. Now, you remain expanded as power and look at the financial world that you have created inside of you, not as a reality, but as a space from which you function. What limiting belief do you have in place to function like that? Do not draw back into your bodies. We can feel you doing it. Touch the space. Do not be in it. Thank you. There you go. Expand out there. Yes, like that. Do not draw back into that space. You are doing it again. Move out. So let's say them again. I am power. I am awareness. I am control. I am creativity. I am money. I am power. I am control. I am creativity. I am money. I am power. I am control. I am creativity. I am money. I am power. I am control. I am creativity. I am money. I am awareness. I am awareness. I am awareness. There, thank you. Now you are out of your bodies. You choose always to diminish yourself to the size of your body. Then you choose a limitation about what you can receive because you think only your body receives the energy of money, which is not true. It is a lie from which you function. All right, now you are more expanded? All right, now that you have looked at that one, everybody has come up with an answer. Who does not have an answer?
I don't.
All right, you don't have an answer, so let us look. What do you consider your financial what do you consider your financial situation to be? Feel it in your body. Where is it located?
In my eyes.
All right. Your eyes. Your financial situation is here. So you cannot see what it is you're creating, hey?
Yes.
So is awareness in your eyes? Interesting. You now start to move out. Notice? Yes, you start to move out. The limiting belief from which you function is, I do not have the foresight to know what is going to happen and how to control it. True?
Yes.
Good. So how do you get yourself out of that belief? Now, have all the rest of you got your belief that you function from? Who else needs contribution here? Needs to be helped?
I do.
Yes. So what is your financial situation and where do you feel it in your body?
In my solar plexus and my throat.
Yes, all right. So what is that solar plexus and throat? Go into it. Feel it in totality. Feel it. Yes, there, right there. All right. You notice it is getting heavier and heavier. Yes, more and more of the financial situation that it is, which is exactly how you feel whenever you get into your financial pickle. Yes? All right. Now reverse it and have it going the other direction. There. Do you feel it? It is shifting now. Is it now?
Uh-huh.
Your financial consideration is that you have not the power or the voice to speak the truth of you, to make things happen.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly so. Good. You see, now for each of you, you now understand the method. This is how you go about reversing the effects that you have created in your own bodies, in your own world. Where you feel your financial restrictions within your body, you reverse them and allow them to come out of you and to be outside you, not within you. To not be part of you, but as an interesting point of view indeed. Because out here, you do have a point of view. You can see it. And that which you function as limited by your body, you also create as limitation of your soul. Now, who is yet feeling dizzy? Anybody?
I am.
Slightly dizzy here. Okay, so slight dizzy. Why are you dizzy? Is that not where you feel considerations of money? That they sort of spin you out? You don't exactly know how to deal with them? Put that dizziness outside your head. Feel that. Feel that. Now, you are expansion. You see it no longer a thing of being out of control in your head. There is no out of control. It is total bullshit. The only thing that controls you are the red lights by which you function and the green lights which tell you to go. And that is where you are driving a car. That is when you are driving a car. Why would you follow those green lights and those red lights when you are in your body? Pavlovian training? So now we ask you to go back to your original questions. The first question is what?
What is money?
What is money? What is money to you? The answers.
My first answer was power. My second answer was mobility. Third was growth.
Good. So which of those are true?
the power.
Really?
Power, it's totally true.
Is that really true? You think money is power? Do you have money?
No.
So you have no power.
Right.
Is that the way you feel? Powerless. Where do you feel that powerless?
When you say it that way, I feel it right in my solar plexus.
Yeah. So what do you do? Turn it out.
But you know, when I felt the money, I felt it in my heart. And when I've got to do something where I feel.
Yes, because this is about power. The issue of power you feel in the solar plexus. You have sold your power and given it away. You must reverse that flow. Power is yours. You are power. You do not create power. You are it. Feel there. As you turn it out, you start once again to expand. Do not get into your head. Do not think about it. Feel it. Yes, there. You push that power out. Now, what does that mean? For all of you, the reality is that when you have money as power and you feel it pulling in, you are trying to create power. And as such, you have already assumed that you have none, the basic assumption. Anything that sticks to your attention has the truth with a lie attached.
Can you say that again, please?
Anything that sticks to your attention about power?
Yes.
When you feel power is coming into you, you have already assumed that you have none. You have assumed. What does that do for you? It diminishes you. Do not create from assumption. The assumption that money is power. Feel it. Money as power. Is that a solidity, or is that only an interesting point of view? You make it so. If money is power, feel the energy of it. That is solid, is it not? Can you function as energy at solidity? And that's what we're trying to do with money, functioning with energy. Money is just an energy, and we make it solid as though it's this thing. And that's where we limit ourselves. That's where we create a bank account as a prison.
Can you explain what he was talking about, how they pull that outside of you?
Yeah, so if you have a stuck energy, it's where you have to, like, again, what we're talking about. You have something that's an energy, and you make it solid, and you put it in your body. So, like, if you have, let's say, back pain, you have taken an energy that you're aware of. You know, maybe somebody's point of view about their dad that they have. You pick it up from them, and you put it. You're aware of it in your body, because our bodies are awareness machines. So we are aware of that, but we go, ouch, that hurts. Really, if we didn't have the point of view that it hurt, if we were just aware of it, it wouldn't, like, if we didn't have the point of view that it was pain and we didn't make it solid, it would just be an awareness, and it would come and go. But we have it, we make it solid, and then we store it in our body. Is that making sense? Mm-hmm. So what happens is with money, there's all these points of view about money going around, and we buy them as ours strongly. Usually money is the strongest. Mm-hmm. So let's say that it's weak to spend money, okay? Or it's wrong. So that's a point of view, and we would store it in a certain part of our body. From maybe, like, it would come from a family member or from the world or society or a past life, whatever. And so you buy that, and you are aware of it. You pick it up and you buy it because you see that your mom is buying it, and you love your mom, and you want to be like your mom, and you want to learn how to function in this world. So she's taken that awareness, she's locked it into her body. So you're like, okay, well, I'm aware of that, so I'll lock it into my body so I can function properly in this world. So what this exercise is doing is it's taking that energy that you have locked and made solid, and it's asking you to take it out of your body so that it's not solid anymore. And it kind of still will be solid when you take it out, because it'll be in front of you, and it's like doink, 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 and it's like this solid thing. And then you turn it out.
Inside out.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, really now we would probably destroy and uncreate. This is from 1996. It still works. But you turn it out, and it will disappear. But it's taking this thing that you've never even considered, that you've made so dynamically, innately, truly a part of who you are. And it's asking you to take it out of you and turn it out. And so that's like a huge shift, because it's not even something you considered was possible.
That makes sense.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad you asked. Okay, so yes. So let's try that. I'll just read that part again so that we can kind of practice. Okay, so the student said here, I felt it in my heart, that powerlessness. So that, like, that powerlessness to money, the powerlessness to whatever, it's in her heart. So yes, this is about power, the issue you feel in the solar plexus. You have sold your power and you have given it away. So that point of view is put in there. And so you must reverse the flow, because power is yours. You are power. You do not create power. You are power. And that's why people, consciousness seems to be such a struggle for people, is because it's just too easy. Like, it's just too goddamn easy, because you are it already. You already are power. You already are everything you're looking for. It would be too easy just to go, oh, who does that belong to? I'm done with all of this. I'm going to have it all, because you would be so totally undefinable. You would piss so many people off because they wouldn't even know where to find you anymore, because you wouldn't energetically have that density in their world, because you wouldn't be buying into that density anymore. And you'd have to actually commit to your life rather than committing to the needs of others and fulfilling the needs of others. But it's like, if you change, it's really, really easy, and it can be done in a second. But it's the fact that it is so easy, we just don't even want to believe that that's true or possible. So and I mean, you'd have to, like, so much would change. So everything you bought into about making, like, the only life worth living is a hard life, will you destroy it and create that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, online, blog, shorts, boys, and young. And I mean, that is what we value. Like, you know, my Ukrainian ancestors broke the land, and they worked so hard, and they sweated and toiled, and they gave you the life that you had today. Okay, cool. And do I have to do that? It's like, there's a better choice available, but we don't want to see that. We just want to sustain what was in the past and pretend that it has to be hard. So everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Ooh, good. Right, wrong, good, bad, all men, pod, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so you do not create power, you are it. Feel there as you turn it out. I'm just gonna pull that down a bit. Feel there as you turn it out. You start to once again to expand. Do not get into your head. Do not think about it. Feel it. Yes, there. You push that power out. Now, what does that mean for all of you? The reality is that when you have money as a power and you feel it pulling in, you are trying to create power. Okay? Listen to that sentence. You are trying to create power. So the problem with that is that you already are power. So it's like, we're trying to become and work towards something that we already are. It doesn't make sense. It's not congruent. It doesn't work. It would be like a dog spending his life trying to be furry. You're already furry, brother. You're already infinite, everybody. So everything that you bought about how you're not what you already are, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And everywhere you're looking for somebody else to give you consciousness wrapped in a bow, rather than just realizing you freaking are it, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And as such, you have already assumed that you have none. The basic assumption. So see how it says the basic assumption? It's like what I was saying before, Joanne. It's like your mom, like, for example, your mom would assume that spending money is a weakness, let's say. So that's like the basic assumption. And so it's stored in the body as the basic assumption. And we have like millions of these basic assumptions that are the foundation for every single choice that we make and every single thing that we are. And those basic assumptions are, yeah, what we base. What I heard, like, if you guys heard that statistic or something, like every single choice that you will make is determined before you are 6 years old or something. There's some sort of, in Psychology Today or something like that, there's something that said who you are is determined by the time that you're 6, and the choices that you make have already, like, are predetermined between those, like, you know, what is it called? Primary ages or conditioning ages. I can't think of the word when you're growing up. So it's like, I would say that it's probably more like 1 year old or 2 years old, as soon as you can learn to walk and talk, because you see your parents in the world doing these things, functioning from these limitations, and at the same time, you know, you love them and you want to be like them, and they are the people who feed you and give you love. Or if they don't give you love, you resist them. If you hate them, then you resist them, which is the other side of the exact same coin. You're still not getting anywhere. But it's like we don't see any other examples of how to be, so we become either an alignment with what we see, or we become a resistance to what we see. So it's like a deprogramming of everything that you were brought up to believe. So everything that is, will you destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And it's like we try to make them right, or we try to make them wrong. They're not right or wrong. They're the people, they're the genetic material we were brought in with.
I think because there's so many choices or so many points of view attached to most of those choices, that's why you get a headache when you go through this, because it's not just the one thought, but all those other ones that are all attached to it.
Yeah.
And you're destroying them as you go along. But
yeah, and headaches are caused by awareness that we have, the awareness that we lock in and trap. Headaches are, when I have a headache, I ask, okay, so what am I aware of here? Because a headache is just like the best thing I could describe it to is if there was like a carrier pigeon and it like wedged an envelope into my skull. And there would be an envelope wedged into my skull. And I'd be like the paper would be like hitting this, like the low ceilings. And I'd be like, what is going on? This hurts so much. Rather than going, hey, ooh, what's this? Ow, that doesn't hurt some more. And you like read the awareness. So that's what a headache is. And it'll go away the second that you say, what am I aware of that I'm not willing to be aware of? Because there's a lot of shit we don't want to know. Because if we knew it, our lives would have to change. And you can't half-ass do consciousness. You either do consciousness or you don't do consciousness. Because, I mean, you can do consciousness, you know, light, like Diet Coke light, if you want to. But it's, and that's fine. I mean, a lot of people do consciousness as like a what do you call it? Like a hobby. Like, you know, I like theater, but it's like, and that's fine. But if you are looking for a totally different reality, you have to look at these awarenesses that are the pigeon wedges into your skull and go, ooh, that's really uncomfortable. Like, I really don't like that about myself. Like, I really, really am mean to this person. Or maybe the awareness is this person has been abusing me my whole life and I'm not willing to see it. And the more aware you get, the more painful the headache will be. But if you're willing to acknowledge it, the freedom that will come after that will be greater than anything that anybody you've ever known has experienced. It will be so far beyond. So it's like you want to go on the road? Yep, it's going to be challenging. And are you willing to be happier and freer than anybody that you know? So, everything that is, time to go silly. Just a light little conversation. Will you destroy it and create it?
Yes.
Right or wrong, good and bad. All the bottom box and beyond. And then there's a whole element of doubt that comes into it too. Like it's like, does this really work? Because we've never seen anybody who's really done consciousness. Like, I mean, I have some really good like examples, but I'm not like I can text Dane and Gary if I'm really having a problem, and they'll text me back and they'll be there. But I don't want to abuse that relationship. And it's not like it's like you've got to do it for yourself. And like you can't expect other people to give it to you. Like you gotta want it, and you gotta be diligently working to see what are these awarenesses that I don't want to have. And you gotta do it for yourself. You gotta study and like pay attention. So it can happen in 1 second. I've not seen anybody that it happened. It's not even a happening, and it's not like you get there one day. You grow it. Like it's this thing that you flourish and nourish, that flourishes as you nourish it. So,
and that's true.
Yeah.
That's true, because since I've started Access, things have changed dramatically.
yeah.
But
And you can probably see 1% of how much you've changed.
this one,
Yeah.
probably.
Like literally.
It seems slow to me, but
Yeah. And then I look at you and I go, dear God, look at Joanne. Like it's like my jaw drops when I see you. I have to because you've changed so much. And sorry, I interrupted you, but it's just so cool. Yeah. But like, yeah, you have changed, and it's just, we're so much more than we're led to believe. We're so much greater, and life is so easy if we just let it be easy. So, but you gotta trust that the universe has your back, man. Like the universe wants to gift to you. It's like waiting and waiting. We call it the magnanimous universe. It's so caring and so gifting, and will give you everything that you're willing to receive. The caveat being willing to receive. So it's like if you believe that you're a bad person and you believe these things that your parents have taught you, there is no point of view in there, or lack of point of view. There's no lack of point of view. That's just like, you know, like a baby. Like a baby is like in its crib, and it cries, and its mom comes and feeds it, and it looks at the world like with this curiosity, and it doesn't judge itself. A baby doesn't sit around and say, I'm a terrible baby, what's wrong with me? You know, but we harden, and we try to learn how to fit in, and how to do business, and how to be in kindergarten, and how to, you know, read poetry, and how to have a husband, and all these things. And so we harden because we try to figure out the right way to do it. So if you're hardened, the universe can't contribute that to you, because the universe is a soft, magnanimous whisper. And so you kind of, over time, if you choose consciousness, can kind of become this curious, aware sponge that's having too much fun to even notice when people are judging you. And you're just out there, and you're living, and the universe will just shower you. There's no reason to work for your money. There's no reason to you know, abuse yourself for money. The universe will provide you with the money, but you have to choose the things that you actually want to do before the universe can pour that money in. Because if you're sitting there and you're saying, I don't have enough money to do this, I don't have enough money to do this, and it's like, then there comes in this place where it's like, should I like spend money that I don't have? Like, should I live beyond my means? But like the concept of means, like what are your means? That's a judgment in itself. So everything you bought that your means were, will you destroy and create all that?
yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, pod, shorts, boys, and peanuts.
So basically, you have to choose without really thinking about it.
Yeah, you have to stop thinking. You have to stop thinking. Your thoughts will destroy you. Your thoughts are only positive or negative. They're not conversing with the universe. Your thoughts are dense and real and solid. and they're your doubt, and they don't acknowledge the magic that you are. They don't even know how to communicate with the universe. And if we could think our way out of all of this, PhD professors would be happy people. I don't know PhD professors who are happy. So, actually, I haven't. There's this story that I used to tell, and it was when I first started doing Access. We'll ditch the book for today. I got talking. But when I first started doing Access, I had this professor, and I really, really, really liked him. He was my first year sociology professor, and my second year sociology professor, and my third year sociology professor. And we would, I'm always the person in the front of the class going like, well, what about this? Well, what about this? And so I got to know him really well, and I thought he was really like funny and endearing and enlightening. And then, but I was sitting and visiting with him in his office one day, and I was like, there was a stack of papers that was like this high, and he was like really complaining about having to grade them and how much work it was and how hard it was. And he had this thing in his eye, like, is it called a stigma? A stigma in his eye, and he had to get needles in it every week. And he was 40, and he looked like he was 55 or 60, and he just wasn't. Like, he was complaining about, capitalism and the evils of the world and stuff like that. And it was like this guy that I liked. And at that time, I was going to be a professor because I always knew I wanted to teach. And so I looked at him. And then that weekend, I went to San Francisco for a level 2 and 3 with Gary Douglas. And I saw this, 70-year-old guy. And he was like, he had no health problems. He had no papers to grade. He was the happiest person I'd ever seen. And he was like jumping around the stage like a 20-year-old, and he's 70. And I looked and I thought it was like this thing, and it was kind of a choice that I made at that time. It was like nobody in even Manitoba did access consciousness. Like, it wasn't even a thing at that time. And here, and my it was really, really expensive. Like, at that time, oh my God, how could I spend, $4,000 a class or a trip, $2,000 a class, $4,000 a trip. And it was it didn't make any sense, but I was like, what do I want as my life? Do I want this or do I want that? And I could see the path. So it was then that I was like, well, I guess I'll just have to do this weird, insane thing because look at the results. So, and it's not right or wrong. There are many, many people out there who would make much better professors than consciousness facilitators. It's just a choice that you have to make for yourself. It's what result would I like to have? What's my life about? What makes me tick? Is it sociology? Is it sports? Is it working with, what do you do? Special needs children. It's amazing. We all have these different things, and it's what and how much, what parts of what do you want? And that's what committing to your life is. You have to commit to your life, and committing to your life is being just constantly not coming to a conclusion, not saying this is what my life is, but going beyond your mind and asking the question, what is my life? Because everything that you're choosing right now, I guarantee you it's too small for you. The stuff that I'm choosing right now is too small for me. So, well, some of it. So it's what is big enough for you? Because the universe isn't going to bring you the things you ask for unless they're big enough for you as well. The worst crime is low aim. I sat next to a guy on an airplane, and he was a business mogul guy from Calgary, and he was honey, my only regret in life is not aiming high enough. And he'd built like a huge, company. And he's like, I could have done so much more if I would have known to aim high. So what are you aiming for that's too low? And ask the universe, what's big enough for me? What can I create that's actually big enough for me? And now we part.